the computer. All right, super. Okay. So today we are going to study the digital marketing and promotion. So the first steps to promote our live stream. Of course, we are talking about how to promote the live stream. So at first we will have to define our goals. Then we will conduct a market analysis. Then we will want to understand and create our customer profiles. Before choosing the social media channels and contents that we want to post. Then we will see how to make a social media content calendar, to create engaging social content, social media content. After that, we will need to know that we need to respond very fast to our audience. And then we will analyze our performance. And then the last step will be possibly to work with social media influencers and probably to pay to invest in some advertisement to reach a wider audience. So at first we need to define our goals. Before you develop your social media campaign, we need to identify our goals so as to establish the steps to create and run the said campaign. So some of the possible social media campaign goals include boosting brand awareness, so in our case the theater company, or the play that we want to promote, our live stream, to increase the views, possibly maybe do we want people to buy online tickets? Do we want to, will the live stream will be for free? We need to inspire the customer engagement. We need to build and strengthen our brand's community and to get some customer feedback. But we could have other goals, which could be maybe to communicate about the team behind the play, for example, or we could have other goals. But the important step at first is what do we want to do? What do we want to promote? So once we find that, we conduct a market analysis. So for that, we need to identify what channels other theater companies are using. How are they communicating on these channels? What's the frequency of their posts, the aesthetic of their visual communication? What types of content are they sharing? Are they sharing mostly videos? Are they sharing pictures, texts? How successful are they? The number of views or likes of their posts, for example. We need to pay attention to what they are doing right and the mistake they are making, so as to take advantage of both, so as we get an effective communication. So we need to analyze the other player in that field. So for example, once we are online, we can identify these players. For example, here, we can see that this website is talking about different broadcasts, about live broadcasts. They define themselves as a guide to where and when to capture live plays and musicals. So that is playbill.com. So we can see that, for example, coming soon here is from November 7th to 11th, there is a play that is going to be broadcasted called Nye. So we can see some few details. Michael Sheen starts in time price play, etc. So if we further identify that play, it is a production from the National Theatre. Now, the way they are advertising, we see that it premieres in 19 days. So this is now their YouTube pages, for example. We can see that they are premiering in 19 days. We can even click on the notification icon, so as to be reminded about that play. And this is the visual they are showcasing us, so as to engage us. So if we analyze a bit, if we go on Instagram, of course, let me check on the chat. All right, everything is okay. So if we check on their Instagram, so it's all about checking a bit how the other professional players are doing. So now we go on their Instagram posts. They are quite active on their Instagram. We can see that some of the posts have over 1,000 likes. Some other have over 5,000 likes. I also took the example of that company, which has less followers, only 160 followers. And then this is a company from Uganda, Fun Factory. We can see that they have a number of followers, so we can check which posts are actually engaging the audience. The number of posts, the number of likes they have on which posts. So it's all about making that survey and checking the different players. We are going to check now some few samples of videos of these players. So for example, for the National Theatre, that is something that's a video that they are showcasing on their Instagram.
You want the best of the best, yeah?
I can't see.
Absolutely marvelous.
Were you able to see it?
No, no.
Oh, sorry. You were still on the other one. Let me change. Let me go back to my sharing. Let me see. My entire screen. Are you seeing now?
I see some Instagram page.
You want the best of the best.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
This better be good. Absolutely marvelous.
So this is one of the videos. They had so many likes, 59,000 likes. So meaning it really like engaged the audience. We can see that it's very short. Of course, most of the Instagram content has to be short, and most of the teasers or the social media content we need to produce to engage our audience has to be short. We can see that that video is vertical. So of course, up to now we have seen that most of the time we need to produce. I mean, I was showing you how to produce the normal horizontal videos, but of course, for social media we have to produce vertical videos. So I just want to get that to have a small mini break to show you with DaVinci how to set the vertical resolution so as to edit videos that are vertical. I just want to change a bit of my setting to be sure that my hardware is using a high quality. Okay, extreme performance is there. So I'm just opening. Can you see my DaVinci interface?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, my medias are offline. Let me just open another one. Let me close this first. Let me reopen DaVinci. Let me see. All right, if I use, let's say this one, I'm just opening a previous project first. So it doesn't matter, my medias are offline, but it doesn't matter. I just wanted to show you so on the upper left is my timeline. This is right now my medias are offline, but if I right click here on my timeline, I have my timeline settings here. And on my timeline setting, I can unclick the project settings and I can change my resolution. So the HD format or the 4K format is always 16:9 ratio. So for HD it is always 1920 by 1080. But if we want to create vertical promotional videos for Instagram and other social media platforms, which are more suitable for the mobile phones, we have to create them in 1080. It's basically the opposite. 1080 by 1920. In that way, you've seen that now it has resized my timeline view. So now we have a vertical video. So that way, if you create a project which is horizontal like, you don't need to create another project. You can resize first your timeline as I just showed you. You right click on your timeline and you go to timeline setting, you change the resolution, and then you can resize your videos to fit into that vertical setting. Let me go back to the lesson. First, I wanted to show you another excerpt of video. So I showed you one made in UK. Now this is now another one made in Serbia. Okay, that was just to show you that, especially for Instagram, which might be one of our most important social media platform to communicate with, it's better somehow to communicate with vertical content, though more and more we can as well show horizontal, because somehow people can turn their phone and they can still watch our horizontal content. But it's also a good way to create just content just for vertical social media. So we were, let me zoom again. So we were on part number 2 to conduct a market analysis. So it's important to go online to check the different actors in theater around you and to see how they are communicating on their social medias. Then after, we want to think about our customer, our audience. Who is going to watch the play? Who are we targeting? What's the audience of our performance? So, depending on the type of play, on the creation that we want to promote, we are going to think, does this address to both all genders, or are we targeting more women or men for the show? What's the age that we are targeting? Is it linked to a special income? How do we want to have our broadcasts? Do we want to sell our broadcast? Do we want it to be free? What are the online behaviors of our potential audience? What's the preference and interests? What's the favorite social media channels of our audience? So we have to think through all that to be able to identify how are we going to communicate to that audience. So now, step number 4 is to choose our essential social media channels and contents that we want to post. The ideal social media marketing campaign focuses on just a few social media channels, as this is more likely to yield better campaign results. Of course, we are going to, if we diversify too much our different social media network, it might be difficult to keep on being able to engage our audience, our potential audience, because just to select 1 or 2 channels, such as X, for example, former Twitter and Instagram, already to make it lively and to keep on posting on these channels will give us a lot of work. So we might preferably identify 1, 2, or 3 channels where we are going to promote our events. So the buyer persona analysis. So the buyer persona is basically our audience. We conducted before, shows us where our most valuable customers like to spend their time online, which tells you what social media channels to focus on. So we need to think through that. Of course, I guess it depends also on the country, on what people prefer to use. Will it be Facebook? Will it be Instagram? So that is you to identify that. Each social media channel has a type of messaging, tone of voice, and content that works best on it. For example, if we think of LinkedIn preferably, we are going to post like square videos mostly. But for Instagram, it is more like vertical videos that are preferred. So your brand presence on each platform should be tailored to the habits and expectations of each channel users. For instance, the kind of post that works well on Instagram may not work on Twitter, and vice versa. So once we've selected our platform, the platform we are going to use, we are going to make a social media content calendar. So this is where we define the days of the week and times of the days when we are going to post content to our social media accounts. So we think about the creative copy and messaging we'll use to engage with our audience. We need to consider having different types of posts and try to mix a little bit of everything. Are we going to use video mostly? Are we going to use images, pictures? Are we going to use links or textual contents? However, the trick here is to find a recipe that works best for us and our audience, even if it means using only one type of post. So sometimes also diversity can be interesting. We can think of sometimes showing still pictures, sometimes videos, sometimes words. So we need to set up a basic outline of what each day of the week should look like on our social media channels. And we need to remember to be consistent with our posts across all the channels. So that's a type of calendar where we can, this is just like a weekly calendar. So we could plan, for example, if our production will start in December, so between now and December, we can make a weekly calendar up to then. So you can see on the left here is the platform, and then each day. So we can decide probably if we use Instagram, then we can make a weekly plan for Instagram and all the different social medias that we want to target. So of course, the most important part of the social media campaign, management and development, is coming up with the content. The text, the images and other creative medias that we will post on our channels for our existing and prospective customers. So we defined our objectives at first, our target audience and preferred channels. So now we should have a better understanding of the type of content we need to publish. Ever since Instagram launched stories, other social networks have followed suit. Stories are posts that expire and disappear after 24 hours. It's a bit of the same like on WhatsApp, you know, like we have our profile, we have these Instagram stories. So we can also think of, we might not need to create posts, but we have these stories that on our like Instagram, for example, that keep on expiring, but we can keep on being active with these stories. Because our followers need to be updated about what we are doing. So we need to keep on posting to evoke a feeling of urgency. So as our followers knows that we are here, we keep on communicating to them. So this kind of content pops up first in the followers' feeds and is interactive and unmissable. Still talking about these stories. So every time we connect on Instagram, we will have some reminders of this person you're following has updated its stories. So this will be the first thing that we will see. So it's important to update them. It helps your business to stay fresh and relevant with each new stories daily. It can also keep your followers updated by simply pointing them to the main post on your page that they might have missed. So of course, more and more, people are very fond of short videos. So the video content is one of the most effective content types on social media. With the advent of Instagram Reels and TikTok, social media videos have been an all-time high, especially the engaging short-form, bit-sized video that teases, entertain, or inspire. We really need to create these videos. Let it be teasers that teaser trailers, as we have seen some lessons back where we can edit and create something really like tight, but we can as well produce very short, even non-edited videos. It can just be something like, let's say we interview a bit the director of the play. We can just have some of the actors who are talking a bit about the play. Of course, that's up to you to define what you want to post, but what I wanted to insist on is that it does not need to be videos that are really edited and all that. It can be very natural videos that you can post, because you need to think of how can I keep posting. So sometimes you're going to produce something very, very tight, very sophisticated in a way, and sometimes you're going to post something that is very natural and that you can produce very fast, even with your mobile phone. So what you have to have in mind is you need to respond to your audience immediately, or at least very fast. Responding quickly to your followers is a critical element of community building, ensuring you don't miss any engagement and conversation opportunities. Social customer care is also important to increase audience awareness and gain respect and trust as a brand. Because once you're going to promote your play, let's say that you're working on promoting your upcoming play and you want to have that campaign and every day you're going to post. But what about the next play? What I want to say is possibly you're going to engage the company, a theater company, for example, and then you're going to build your audience to keep on following your social media platform. Of course, for the play you want to communicate on, but all these followers will be there for your next play. So it's important that you really respond quickly to get that interaction with your followers. So the final step in conducting a successful social media campaign is going over your analytics to evaluate the overall performance, to see what worked and what did not. So this will give you a detailed insight into not only the general metrics, such as the number of clicks, impressions and comments, and likes, for example, but also into what type of posts perform the best, what time of the day is the best for your posts, and so on. You can use these pieces of information to adjust your social media campaign, your strategy accordingly. So for example, with YouTube, you have, as well as the other platforms, you have analytics. So on your YouTube, I'm going to zoom so as you see better. Once you connect on your YouTube, if you have a YouTube channel, you can click on your channel. Once you click on your channel, you can, so this is, for example, that is my personal channel. And you can click on customize channel. So usually when you post videos, you click on manage videos and you can post new ones, but you can click on customize channel. Once you click on customize channel, you can of course work on the look of your channel, your banner image, your picture profile. But on the left part you have analytics. So when you click on analytics, you have, that is the overview of the channel. So for example, in my case, my channel got 161 views in the last 28 days. So you can see your number of views. You can see how many new subscribers you got. You can see the average time your audience has watched your content, the number of views you got in the last 48 hours. So you see you have different, under channel analytics, you have different ways you can analyze. And then you also have inspiration, which is interesting because inspiration can give you ideas of what kind of teasers to produce, or what the audience is interested in. So for example, here they are suggesting me, people are looking for African drumming, local music performances, acoustic music sessions. So these are also keywords that people are typing on YouTube that get a number of views. So it can help you to target what are people looking for. You can also analyze your own content. So for example, here you can see the previous days, what has been watched, which videos have been watched most. So still in Google Analytics, you can see the average view duration, the impressions, click-through rates. I didn't click on genders and others, but you can analyze also the gender, the viewer age, etc. So you can as well consider working with influencers and paid advertisement to reach a wider audience. So while influencers can have a strong impact, the influencers are probably, in our case, we could think of renowned theater directors or renowned actors. Of course, in our case, we are also going to think of our cast and crew. We are going to involve the cast and crew of our play, so as on their own platform they are going to communicate about our upcoming play. And possibly we are going to link all this communication towards one platform. We can also think of creating a website to communicate about our upcoming play, but we can as well think about Instagram and other platforms. So these influencers, let's say that we are upcoming artists, we are doing an upcoming, we want to communicate on our play, and we might not have like superstars of the theater or very famous actors. We could think of engaging some influencers, some people who are known in that field or known on social media, and we could, if we know them and if of course they can help us, the better. But what I want to say, we could as well have a budget to actually employ some of these people so as they can promote our play. So while influencers can have a strong impact on attracting new audiences, setting aside a budget for paid social media advertising can also be beneficial. Sometimes we are seeing our numbers on Instagram, YouTube, or other social media platforms, and they are not getting higher and higher. In that case, we need to put a budget so as we can get some new customers, some new followers. Platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn allow for targeting specific demographics or interests, which can be extremely effective in driving viewers to your live streams. So by default, this platform, they have that AI algorithm, and they are going to, once you're going to try to boost and pay some of your posts, automatically it's going to analyze and try to target your potential followers. I mean, to target people that can become your potential followers. But you can as well decide by yourself who you want to target. So for example, with Instagram, how can we set up an Instagram account to boost our posts? So if you have your own Instagram account, if you have like, if it's not a business account, you cannot really boost your posts. You cannot really pay. So you actually need to make your account, to turn your account into a business account. So these are the steps with Instagram. How can we do that? So it's very easy. So you can just click on your account type and tools on Instagram. So I would suggest to do it with a computer rather than a phone. Okay, it is just the test I did with the laptop. So if you want to follow these steps, it's better to do it with a computer. So you can click on your account type and tools, and then it will open up that. And then you're going to click on switch to professional accounts. Once you click on switch to professional account, it's going to ask you how to describe yourself. Are you a creator or you're a business? So in our case, possibly we are going to put that we are a creator, and we will click next. Of course, you could as well put a business. So as they say, creators are suit-based for public figures, content producers, artists, and influencers. So probably creators suits us better. So once you click on creator and next, you're going to put what type of you want to present yourself. Is it a personal blog? Is it a product or service? Is it art, musician? So you will select that. And then your Instagram creator account is ready. So you can manage your creator account on desktop with Business Suite or Creator Studio. So you now have a professional dashboard if you follow these steps on your Instagram using your laptop or desktop. And then you can boost your content. You can still do that with your phone anyway. So to boost your content, you can create your next ad for one of the posts that you have already put. So you're going to choose which post you want to boost. So what do you want people to do when they see this ad? Because of course it's going to be an ad which is going to be shown on different accounts, Instagram accounts, people that are not following you, but people that you want them to follow you. So do you want them to visit your profile, to visit your website, to message you? So you have these choices. Who do you want to see your ad? So that's what I was explaining. Either you say suggested audience or you create your own audience. So suggested audience, Instagram is going to analyze what followers you have, what posts you already have, who you're following, and by default it's going to suggest to you an audience, and it's going automatically to send this ad, this commercial, to the people it will think could become your followers. But you can as well create your own audience. It will ask you your daily budget and the number of days you want to boost your post. So it starts with $5 budget per day. So if you want to create your own audience, you can insert the name of the audience, so as you can reuse it for further communication, for further boosts. You could create different types of audience for you. For example, if one play is targeting, if your play is about feminism, for example, you're going to target mostly women, probably. So you can create different types of audience. Your first audience could target mostly women and possibly women between 20 years and 40 years, activist people. So you could create different types of audience that you would use for different communication. So you have the age, the gender, and you can even target with the location. If you want to target in a geographical zone, or if you want to target worldwide. Any questions at that point? Is it all clear?
I have a question about sequences, about how what is the speed, what is the length of video, what you talked about before. So my question
Yes.
is there any recommendation how what is the shortest sequence? When you show us that video before from Instagram, you said it was very it had 58,000 likes.
Yes.
People like that. So I believe Jasna also said in the chat it was very dynamic.
Effective.
So yes, does it was effective because it was dynamic?
Exactly.
I think it is. Yes, and when you talk about that people like very short videos, is there any numbers? I send you a letter with that question, and I'm very surprised you didn't answer. But okay, now I have an
Sorry.
opportunity to ask. Okay.
So yeah, I would say the shorter the better. But in average, 30 seconds is a good format. 30
Excuse
seconds.
me, excuse me. 30 seconds.
30 seconds, I would say, is quite a good format. Above 1 minute might be a bit too long, for sure. So
When I made, so
yes,
sorry.
go ahead.
When I was making my video, I had a problem because I didn't know how to measure the length of very small sequences. Because in some cases it was very quick that I couldn't read, for instance, what is on the board. Can you understand me? I couldn't measure. I couldn't make. I had to try for very few times to make some title to be seen, because sometimes it go very quickly. I couldn't read it. I can't remember how long it was. Do you have any recommendation about that? How that individual sequence, okay, 30 seconds for a video, but that small cut, I don't know how to express.
You
Is
mean
there any?
for a trailer, or you're talking about
Yes,
trailer or teaser?
I guess teaser. I guess teaser. We're
Okay.
talking about it.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, you need to really be critical about what you're going to post. In the way of more and more people are consuming super short thing. You see, when people are on their phone, they keep on scrolling. It, even if it's a 5-second thing, I would say it's even great, because you want to communicate the fastest possible to something that you need to give a message, but with the shortest time possible. So you would rather have split a message in let's say that you have a teaser which is 1 minute. You would rather post part 1, part 2, part 3, and split that message and have 3 different posts on different days rather than have a longer post.
Okay, I understand. I have one more question.
Please go
Sorry,
ahead.
because maybe it's going out from this theme, but
No
do
problem.
you know something about subliminal messages? It's something from psychology when message is so short that our eyes can't see it, but it has effect on our, I don't know,
Behavior.
thinking, behavior. Do you use that maybe?
Yeah, somehow I don't know so much about that, but if you want to create things like that, I think it's very interesting. And in that way, as you're editing on your software, you can create frame by frame, meaning we have 25 frame in 1 second in the format we are usually working on. So for each frame, you can think of one visual, and then you can pause a bit longer on something more friendly, I would say. But the way to edit it is definitely to work frame by frame.
Okay, maybe I will try. Maybe I will ask for your help.
So
Thank you.
you can think of having, let's say, a normal a one shot video of 10 seconds, for example, but every second you could just insert one frame of a message that you want to try to communicate on. Now, if it's only one frame, the person might not see it. Probably will not see it. It's just going to be a flash that some people will notice, others won't. But probably it's going to remind in the viewer's brain.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So I think what I prepared for today is basically what I told you. Should we try to create to think of different type of should we try to create a campaign basically for to brainstorm of the best way to create a campaign for one of our upcoming play? Is there someone who is going to launch a play soon among you? Or should
I will be promoting my book via performance, interdisciplinary performance. So in December, I mean in 2 months.
Okay.
So maybe they could qualify for this.
True. So you want to tell us a bit more about it, and we try to brainstorm and see how we could promote that.
Yes, it's actually a book that was published last year, and it was already promoted by interdisciplinary performance. Like it's a puzzle performance. So every performance has its own concept. Those are the topics from the book, and every performance is linked to the book, but at the same time is very of its own. I mean, it's a whole as a one piece, and it consists of video, of music. I mean, it's there is a bit of composed music and the live improvisation music. I do that with my voice and maybe some guest artists, musicians from the local place, as it appears in different towns in Serbia. This one will be in Sarajevo. So it's Bosnia, it's not Serbia any longer, but I will be including some professional artists from the musical academy. I mean, those will be the students, and it will also be a bit of an interdisciplinary performance. I also use movement and whatever I can get in that artistic sense. I hope I was I gave you a bit of an information about it.
Sure. So all these performances are communicating about, they are all talking about the book?
Yes, they are all talking about the book, and they are recorded as well. So
Okay.
I have video, like videos, and I have photos of the previous ones. So there were like 5 or 6. I'm not so sure. I think 5 of them.
Okay. So that's great. You have so much content that you can use then.
Yes, I do.
That's quite amazing, because I believe the more content, the better to engage our audience. So in that case, the challenge, I would say, when you have a lot of material, the challenge is to identify the best parts of the performances, and these performances, were they, how long were they in average? I mean, were they long performances or?
They were usually up to 30 minutes performances, but they have like numbers, like small holes. I mean, how should I say that? Yeah, small numbers in between. So they're like separated into like numbers.
All right. Okay, so did you already started to so you want to relaunch the book? Or no, you want to launch it? It has not been launched yet.
No, it had been launched in May 2023. So it exists in the I mean as a book, in the form of a book.
Yeah.
And like it can be bought, and it's something that it is still being like presented. We call that book presentations, but they're usually made like you are reading excerpts from the book, so you're and some people maybe talk about the book, like maybe some critic or some your publisher, but I wanted to make that into interdisciplinary performance where I would use different forms of art and expression.
Okay. So yeah, you can keep on having different events about that project. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
You can.
Yes.
So yeah, that's the beauty about that. So I guess once you define your what is going to happen that day specifically, which artists are going to perform, the program of the event, then you can involve these artists which are going to perform, and then you can as well use some contents that you already have recorded to engage your audience. So as I was explaining, the best is to be active like almost on a daily basis. So you need to think of when do you plan to launch to make an event about that? book or that project?
Well, let's say for a month before it will be on, because it will be a part of a greater project, where there will be periodically, maybe once a month, there will be an event about a literary person, a poet, or with the mix of some musicians and the points where different kinds of arts, connect into like one thing.
True. So in that case, I would suggest to create a website to have that book representative as a kind of multimedia, in a multimedia way. Maybe not everything is in it, but different parts are in it. So as your different social media channels and your posts are linking to that website, and yeah, as I was saying, you need to identify who is going to perform that day, and then if you have recorded a number of videos, then you can select the best parts of these videos and to mix. Is there a lot of visual in the book, or is it?
No, the book is without illustrations.
Without illustrations.
Yeah, it's introducing a QR codes about some music that we improvised with the book. So because I have a group that's improvising musically and in different types of arts, like maybe with dance, with video, everything. So we were performing that in different kinds of ways. So we do have lots of materials that can be very interesting. We also have some good quality photographs.
Oh, that's great.
Also like artistic in a sense.
Okay.
So,
because usually the challenge is actually to have the content and to be able to have enough content to promote. So now, in your case, you have so much content, it seems. It's going to be a feast, a communication feast. So I think it's just, because you know the content you have, so it is. Are you present on social media? Do you have a number, or do you have a number of platforms you are already communicating on?
Yes, we have Instagram and Facebook accounts, but we have been talking about platforms, and I'm so frustrated with the Facebook platform, with Meta platform of Facebook.
Yeah.
I have lots of problems with that one, so I got discouraged of like using it and being active on it. But Instagram is really really good about that. We also have a YouTube account.
Okay.
Yeah,
because Instagram is very effective for visuals, so in that case, I guess it would be a good choice to focus on.
Yes, but it's also like a great work. You have a lot of content. My problem is that I have a lot of content.
Yes.
That I have problem making it into a really quality, like posts and marketing stuff that can be presented in a presentable way.
Yeah, I understand. The challenge is to select very, very short, as we were explaining, very, very short message. So in all the materials you have, you don't have the choice. I mean, if you want to use such materials, which seems to be very interesting, you have no choice but to review all this material, and you really need to think of how do you call that? Like some kind of taglines, like just one short expression, you know, like it can be 5 seconds, 10 seconds. You were saying most of them are musical performance or different types of performances?
Yes, there are also musical performances. I mean, and we have a lot of movement in it as well. So we do have the audio and the visuals,
Okay.
you know. So, but you know, it's really
So what's the name of the book?
it's oratorio for birds.
Oratorial for Birds.
Oratorio, yeah, like a musical type of composition.
Okay.
Oratorio.
So, and do you have like a logo or something which is...
I have it here. This is
Okay. Yeah, so,
yeah.
wow, that
So
looks...
this is how it looks.
Okay. I would say since there is only one visual on the, which is the cover, I would suggest to play around with the shape. Like you could finalize all your short videos with that shape, probably. Or you would think of another shape symbolizing the book, but it could be that shape of the lady on the book, and probably to somehow as if that content, all these performances, all these all these performances are part of that. Or it could also be the shape of the book, maybe, that you would come, just the book. I mean, that's rectangular of a book, and then I don't know. So, but that could be the visual link between all your small teasers. At the end, every time it's like a 10-second performance, or you see these movements, and at the end, every time you have that square, or you have that shape of the lady on the book, just to, maybe the first 1 week or 2 weeks, you don't say too much, you have performance, this shape, and then maybe the last 2 weeks you have, like, talk more about what it is, when it will be. So you could start a bit more, like, just to, what is that, like, for 1 week, 10 days, you see these things with always the same shape at the end, and then as it goes, you start to give more elements. The date of the events first, maybe. Then after, the name of the event, and then maybe the last 10 days, people will know exactly what it is, and something like that, I would suggest.
Yeah, thank you. And do you think that it would serve well to use the videos in the teaser, or to maybe, I don't know, to be scarce of that complex material?
It's difficult because I have not seen the videos, but I think I would say that you have all the material now. It's just a matter of selecting what you...
Just that.
Somehow.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions or remarks? From someone else?
This is Innocent.
Yes, Innocent.
Yeah, when we were looking at the marketing bit of it, you were showing us how to create short horizons, the font size kind of videos.
Yes.
There is actually one company that I'm trying to follow as well. When they are showing the videos, for example, sometimes you can put resolution where you can see one. But this company actually, they first put a clip which is at the phone size, and then they put an arrow showing you can turn the phone. So the video itself.
Yeah, it's true. It can start with horizontal. With vertical. So you create, and then you have an arrow, and then you understand as the viewer that you need to move your phone and put it horizontally. So you can play with that as well. I think now the user is more and more used to that. So automatically when you're on Instagram, if you see that you're expecting to see a vertical content, but if you see that the content is turned the way around, I think now the users are used to turn their phone and understand that sometimes you need to be a bit active on your phone if you want to watch the content. So yeah, if you think your user is so passive that it will not turn the phone, then definitely you need to create vertical. But I think we need to be playful with that. I think we can even think of an intro which is vertical, possibly the rest which is horizontal, then the end vertical. Somehow, I think people are looking for new things, so we need to be creative and try to play around with the format. I hope I answered your question, Innocent. Are you still here?
Oh yes, I'm here. My network just jumped off.
Oh, okay.
So I hope you got what I was trying to talk about. So it's like a drone clip moving towards what you're shooting, but then it turns. So this person tries to be unique in a way that as the drone is moving towards, as on the phone, as you're watching it, as you're moving towards the picture, it puts an arrow like showing you to turn your phone.
Yeah.
And as you're turning your phone,
yes,
it's actually the drone as well, the other side turning until your phone gets to the sizable format, and the person just watches the video when the phone is turned. Are you trying to get me?
Yeah, I think yeah, a kind of playful way of engaging the audience and with the format of vertical and horizontal.
Yeah, sure. I think I'll post. Yes, I think when I get one of those clips, I can post them on WhatsApp, and anyone can get to look at it.
Yeah, I also believe that the drones now are more and more affordable, and are a very good way of course creating amazing visuals. For example, we could think of a small teaser of, let's say if you want to communicate about your venue, the venue of your play, you could think, so as I was saying, the drones are more and more affordable, and also in most countries, if you get these drones below, I think it's 250 grams, which is basically for example, if we take the most famous drone brands, DJI, all these DJI minis, I think they are, most of the time they are, you can fly them without any license, anywhere you want, as long as, of course, you don't create accidents, or as long as you still be careful, and as long as you don't show specific person which are recognizable, as long as you have, if you have a lot of people in the frame of your drone, you're still allowed to be able to communicate with that. If you have only one or two people and you don't have the consent of this person that appear in your shot, you cannot really communicate with that. But what I wanted to say is, because the drones are more affordable and you can fly them, at least the very mini drones, without a license, it can be a good way to get a short teaser to promote the venue of your play, in the way of you could start the drone, you know, the usual, one of these easy easy shot is to start the drone quite close from a venue and then to go very high in the sky. It's a shot which is very easy to do, and it's kind of engaging to know, okay, I'm going to see the play, which will be shown at that theater, and also you can see the location from the sky, which you might have never seen before. So yeah, it can be interesting for that. Also, the use of the drone can be interesting, as I was talking about, I think previously, for some transitions, for some establishing shots in scenes. Any other remark from your side?
I would like to say something. First, I'm very grateful for this course, especially for the conception. I don't know, I guess you choose the theme. I'm very surprised about this one today. And actually, I have a little bit of knowledge about marketing, and it is familiar for me, but I'm surprised. I mean, I'm nicely surprised about this team, and maybe I would like to take some to interfere in Yasna's story, because maybe I would ask her some new questions.
Please.
When you said about brainstorming, so first, Yasna, I'm not. I don't understand when you say we. Who are you? I mean, you're a writer, and on that performance, what you mean when you say we?
Well, I'm the founder of a collective that's called Cabaret Nebula, and we are, like several people that deal with music, and we perform together. But actually, in my solo performances, wherever I'm making this book presentation, I am trying to include the local artists into my presentations. So whichever town I have visited, I included local artists into my performances. So they were called to improvise with me. Either musically, or maybe with a video, or maybe with a sound, or maybe like with a dance, or that kind of thing.
And you don't know yet. When you said with the video, that means that someone will make the video for you, for your performance. And the sound, what that mean?
Well, I actually when I had a performance in Gornji Milanovac, I had a sound engineer that was local. I had a singer from a local group, like speaking my poetry while I was singing behind him. Then I had a video that was inspired by my poetry. There's a person that made the video actually for the specific poem or several poems, and I had some dancer or movement artists that like also improvised with movement when all this performance was taking place. So it's a free performance. Sometimes they knew the poem, sometimes they didn't even know the text.
It sounds great.
Yeah, and also you can as well, of course, you can use excerpt of the book as well as teasers. You can select short sentences, and that would be definitely, to tease a book is, I guess, quite interesting. I mean, can be touching as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Tell me, when you if you analyze what Cyril told us today, he mentioned some, I would say, psychological inputs, like who will be your audience, who are that people, what they like, where they what are they interested, what I don't know, sites they visit, what account they follow. Can you, I mean, you don't have to answer that questions, but that are the questions very important for I don't know, for the plan of your campaign, like I don't know, when you would use this one and that one, and what Cyril suggests, and some other ideas. So.
Thank you, Sonia. Maybe I can communicate with you when I will be making that. So I don't want to make this class about me. So maybe we can communicate, like individually.
Okay, if you like.
Thank you so much for your interest.
All right. Any other comments? I'm happy that I received some new, some other students, some other followers sent me some of their exercise, but I still don't have everyone, though. Not everyone sent me the first exercises. Anyone?
Hello.
Oh yeah.
Can I ask something about intro? I sent it today, this morning to you.
Oh
I
yes.
have a question about DaVinci Resolve.
Yes.
When you open program a little bit before, you have a media offline. I have also. What can I do to make my media online again? Because this my 20th attempt to make intro, and I stumble on the problem exactly with that media offline.
Okay.
All media was downloaded to my computer, so I don't understand why some short video visual went offline. If you understand me.
Yes, I understand you. So this happens in my case, it's because I don't have my external hard disk today. So if your media is stocked on an external hard disk, with Premiere and with DaVinci it's the same. If you do not have the contents because you have not put your external hard disk, of course it will indicate that. Or if you have put, if the letter of your hard disk has changed. For example, if you have a USB-C and different USB inputs, and you have 3 hard disks, and you start your project, and one of your hard disks will be called D, the other one E, the other one F, and you have all your content on your hard disk named F. You edit, then you switch off your computer, you reopen your software, but when you restart your laptop the next day, and that time you only put the hard disk where your content is, and you didn't put the other 2 hard disks, maybe that hard disk will change, the letter assigned to that hard disk will be different. Instead of being called F, it will be called maybe D. So then the software, for it will still be looking at the letter F, because he knew that when you created that project, your hard disk was named F. So he would keep on looking for a space named F, but it will not find it because you would have changed the setup on that day.
If I may say so, thank you for that explanation. I started the project on my desk computer,
Yeah.
and I transfer my media, images, music on my USB, and
Yeah.
I try to start that project on the laptop, and that will come the problem with media offline. I have all my data on USB from desktop computer, and when I open DaVinci Resolve in my laptop, only appear media offline.
So yeah, what you're saying, you have changed the location of your content, right? You have changed the location.
Yes, physically.
Yeah. But you still have it. You've just changed the folder somehow.
I changed desktop to laptop. I work first on DaVinci Resolve on desktop. Then I transfer that project on my USB and try to work on my laptop DaVinci Resolve, because
Okay.
I installed program on two different
Okay.
and that will happen maybe offline.
Okay.
So I didn't know what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah. So I think I told you in the previous lessons, I'm more used to Premiere, Adobe Premiere. So I know how to relink the files with Premiere. It's very easy. With DaVinci, I have never tried, but we are going to try now. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So this is DaVinci. My medias are offline. If I right click, let me see what it says. Because with the Premiere, you just need to right click and you can change the location. You can go and look for that footage in a new location. So here, if I right click on it, within, okay, you see there's open file location at the end below.
Okay.
So, and then if I click on open file location, it says unable to find media. So we can see that it is looking onto that folder, sea, water, etc., etc. So if you open your project on your computer, you have your medias offline. You right click and you say open file location or reveal in media storage. No, reveal in media storage it doesn't find. So when you do open file location, it writes the previous path it was in. Sea, in my case, sea, water, etc., etc. So you could recreate the same path with on your desktop. Meaning, if it writes sea, water, something, then you will copy your files on the same letter of hard disk. For example, if you have, I don't know if you understand what I mean.
Yes, of course. I think that maybe because I first started to work on the desktop and then I transfer with USB and try to work on the laptop.
Sure.
I will try to find it on my desktop computer to see what's going on. But
Okay.
maybe it's a good thing I do the intro from scratch on the laptop. So you will
Sure.
see it.
But now I can see there's another option, in fact. So you right click on your missing file, and there is relink selected clips. So this is the fourth from the bottom, relink selected clips.
Yes.
And then here you can just relink them, because if you have transferred them on your hard disk, you will just relink them, and then it will appear automatically after. Then you will save again, and then the next time you will reopen, your clips will not be offline.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Okay, I think we are done for today, except if someone has another question related to today's lesson or to another lesson. Anyone? All right, so thank you for participating today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend.
Have a good weekend. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.